What do you see in the implementations you get involved with? What are some struggles companies run into? Or what didn't maybe they prepare for? Or what would be those things that would cause an implementation to go south?
Sure. Well, it's our job as an implementation partner to ensure that that doesn't happen or minimize it as much as possible. But, obviously one of the biggest things that we see is just user adoption. We can do everything in our power to plan for a successful user adoption rollout with the group after the project's gone live. And we do everything from, we start planning at the early stages of the project, and that covers everything from having a structured rollout plan in place, detailed outline of what's going to be built, how it's going to be built, making sure we're automating as much as we can for the group and for the users, giving the users a platform to speak and stand on, to say, hey, this is working for us, this isn't working for us, and having a pretty structured training module and ongoing training set up with our customers. But I'd say user adoption could certainly make an implementation go sideways or not be as successful as we want. Expectations and timeline are also extremely important. I always am as transparent as possible with our customers. I like to I like to always make sure that they're aware of what our capabilities are, how much time it's going to take to actually build out these solutions, and ensure that those expectations are set.
How big is the gap between what you know is reality and what the prospect is expecting? How often is there a big gap there?
It happens actually quite often. A lot of companies who go to purchase a solution look at it and say, okay, well, I'm bringing on Salesforce. That's great. I'm not expecting it's going to take a month or 2 months or 3 months to actually implement. They could have conceptually a lot of goals in mind in terms of what they'd like to build out. I'd like to integrate it with my financial system. I'd like to make sure my sales process is sound. I'd like to make sure my customer service team is in here. But, at the end of the day, you really have to break it out in phases. You have to take a crawl, walk, run approach when you have a situation like that. And then you have to set those expectations.
Do they want to run right away?
They do. Most of the time they do. And it's our job to kind of, go through a little bit of a reality check and let them know, hey, each one of these phased approaches is going to take.
What do you think's driving they want to run right away? What's driving that?
Yeah, I think it's first, excitement about the new solution. We have this new shiny tool that we're putting into our business, and we'd like to get it set up as quick as possible. But also, there's a cost behind that, right? They're paying for the licenses. They've signed the contract with Salesforce or HubSpot. They want to make sure it's up and running as quick as possible, and they'd like their users in the platform as quick as possible.